Hey fellow foodies,
We talked to our friends about different foods they like and their cultures.
and here's what they said.
Roll the clip. What do you consider to be your culture, and do you identify yourself with it?
I identify myself within the Middle Eastern culture.
Mostly Canadian. I have bits of like Ireland and just places from the UK.
And I've grown up in the same culture for 15 years now because I did immigrate to Canada when I was 1 year old.
I am Jamaican. I consider that to be my culture, and yes, I do identify it with it because everyone in my family is Jamaican, and I spent a big part of my infancy there, so I know a lot about the country, and I grew to love it, and it's a really big part of my life for sure.
So I'm Vietnamese, and I more identify with being Canadian, although I am very cultured. I know how to speak the language, I eat all the foods.
Our cultural background is Colombian, and I choose to identify with this because I feel like
it's cool and unique.
So, I don't really know what my culture is, but I have a British-Irish background. I don't really identify with it as much as some people do, but yeah.
What food best describes your cultural background and why?
Well, to describe Canadians, I guess you could use poutine because it's kind of a staple.
On my Irish side, I definitely say potatoes or spuds. It's kind of their key food. And on my British side, as much as tea is kind of what everyone says it is, I like Jaffa cakes.
there's this dish, a particular dish called bandeja paisa, and and it has like every component of like different countries. Like they have beans and they have different rice and they have everything put together from different like places of Colombia.
I think shawarma best describes my culture and background because it's so popular and westernized right now.
So the staple food for Vietnamese is most likely pho. It's a poor man's food, a staple in Vietnam. You can find it everywhere in Vietnam and in Canada.
I'd say patties. I used to always have patties all the time, and I feel like whenever I come here and I want something Jamaican, I think of patties instantly because they're easily accessible and I can find them whenever I want to.
What food best describes you? And do you have any staple foods relating back to your culture?
We do have a food called dolma, D-O-L-M-A, and it's basically grape leaves wrapped around rice and sometimes even meat with them.
Either pizza or mango because I love them both. If I had to like live on two things, that would be those two.
My favorite food is definitely sushi, by far and away.
Pad Thai from Thai Express, specifically shrimp pad Thai. Just that perfect comfort food, like whenever it's raining especially and I want something, I always just go for that.
Probably grapes because I really like grapes, especially when they're frozen.
I gotta say chicken nuggets because like I'm just too lazy to make anything else.
Chicken nuggets are my love and life. They come in all shapes and sizes. Me being a shorter guy, slightly taller now, I relate a lot with chicken nuggets as a species, so yes.
I grew up with baklava. In Arabic, it's pronounced baklawa. And yeah, it's a dessert.
It's like a tradition in Christmas where we eat something called natijats or like jello and buñuelo, which is sort of like, it's like bread with cheese, and we do that like every Christmas. It's sort of a tradition, and yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty typical, but like potatoes from Ireland all the time. Like I remember having it like twice or 3 times a week just because it was something that my parents liked and my brother and I liked, so we had it all the time.
I grew up with jerk chicken or fried chicken, basically chicken in general.
Definitely pho, because again, it's a staple food.
What I grew up on a lot was Jaffa cakes. They're British, they go with tea. They're really good and hard to find now. You can only really find them in British shops. But I grew up on those, still eat them. They're kind of a staple in the family now.
And lastly, what is your relationship with food in general, and how has it changed or impacted your life?
Food is life. I would not be alive if it weren't for food.
Food and I have a really great relationship. Like, I travel a lot with my family, so I've eaten a lot of different types of food, and like, I gotta say, like, it never makes me unhappy unless it's, you know, bad.
Well, food and me, we're like best buds, you know? Like on Snapchat where you have like your best bud. Yeah, that's where food is up there right now.
Yeah, I don't know, it's impacted my life in a really good way because I'd be dead without it, so, you know, it's...
I get a very special relationship with food. I really love trying new foods, especially when I travel. I know it's a pretty common answer, especially when you travel to like new countries you've never been to that have staple foods, like haggis in Scotland. Let you look that one up for yourself. Yeah, it changes your perception of like an entire culture or place just to see how they live, what they eat. I think it's really interesting.
I don't know, I think it's cool because, say, if one day I'll go to Colombia, I can relate with the people there and be like, yes, this food is amazing, I love it, we should go out and eat it sometimes.
For sure, I think that when you're able to try different types of foods and explore different options, you can definitely relate more with the culture of the country that you're in.
I think food is amazing because there's more than one type of food, and you can learn about different cultures and stuff based on their food, and I'm always interested in trying new things, so food enables me to do that. Especially when I travel, I get to know the people and cultures based on their food, and I get to really enjoy and learn and benefit from that because of food.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Thank you!
Bye. Gracias.